Hi and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk and I am here in quite possibly the loudest RV park in Casper, Wyoming. So this is attempt 2 at this video. The first time literally every Class A around me decided to leave, so it's been about an hour of me sitting here. But regardless, we're just gonna go it, and hopefully the sound is okay. There's like an alarm over there at the machine factory, but I'm just gonna go with it. So today I'm answering one of the most popular questions, which is, when do you know, or how do you know when to start taking out a profit for your Amazon selling business? So today I'm gonna walk you through how I did it and what that profit snowball looks like as you start selling. Now, I have been selling out of my RV, literally that RV right there, for 4 years. I started my business from an RV and I still run it from an RV. So it can be done anywhere, but the key to understanding Amazon selling is that it is a business and it takes time to grow. So if you're sitting here thinking that this business is gonna be an overnight success and you're gonna be having profits, thousands of dollars next month, well, that is not gonna happen. One of the most important things about selling on Amazon is understanding that it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not even really a get-rich scheme, but it is a way to start a business fairly easy and to make some freedoms for yourself to be able to run your own business, work when you want to, not work when you want to, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of freedom that comes with it, but at the end of the day, it is a business and it takes some time to get going. In reality, you could start selling today and you won't see a penny back from Amazon, no payouts, nothing, for 4 to 6 weeks. So it does take some time. So if anyone's telling you like this is so easy and you gotta do it and you're gonna make all this money, well, they're lying. It is easy in the sense that you don't have to build up a business like you would if you were starting from scratch. Because if you do Amazon FBA, you actually buy all the product and you send it into Amazon. Amazon warehouses it. They already have the customers. The millions of people who shop on Amazon every day are your customers now. And they will fulfill all the orders and handle the customer service. So that part of it is really easy, but it's the finding the product, waiting for Amazon, all the different aspects that come up while selling on Amazon, just figuring all that out is a lot of work. So it's not necessarily hard work. You do have to work hard at it, but it's work. So one of the great things is that you don't actually need a lot of money to get started selling on Amazon. You can start with literally $500 to $1,000, and that is a great amount to start with. And as you get going, if you want to put more capital in, you can, but you don't need a whole lot of money to start. When you start out, you've probably watched a lot of YouTube videos and you're kind of on the fence about it. It's important to know that you are going to be basically learning a new language. It's like learning a new language because there's so much to figure out. It's frustrating, it's intense, but if you keep going, you'll learn. And you actually learn by doing on this business, so that's why I'm always telling people to just go ahead and start and you'll figure it out along the way. If you want my help, I have the Beginner FBA Amazon Selling course, which will walk you through all of it and come with a great community to help you out. But you definitely do learn by doing. So going into this business with the mindset that 1, you're starting a business, and 2, it's gonna take some time before you're ever able to pull out a profit is really key to being successful on Amazon. So literally if you spend $500 on your inventory, whatever profit you make, you roll that over into more inventory. So now say you have $750, you're gonna turn around and buy more inventory on, and you just wanna keep that going. And with that 6-month mindset, like don't pull out any profit for 6 months, you're gonna set yourself up for success and limit your frustration. The profit potential and how much you can make selling on Amazon varies by person and by seller, just like everything in life varies by person, right? So for me, I do this part-time. I've always put in part-time like effort on it, and by part-time I mean hours. So when I'm working on it, I'm sourcing literally all day from like 7 to 7, all day outsourcing. And then the next day or two, I'm packing it up. And so but hour-wise, that's only 3 days a week, right? So it's part-time, even though I'm fully committed those days that I'm doing it. There are some sellers out there who do it full-time. They might do this 4 or 5 days a week, 7 days. I don't really know. I don't do it, but I know that they're out there and they do it. So the key is when you see people showing their numbers and their sales, you have no idea what goes into that. You don't know how much of that is profit. You don't know how hard they're working. You don't know how much they're working, how much capital they're investing in it. Honestly, they could be spending $100,000 and showing $100,000 in sales, and none of that's profit. You just don't know. So that's why I always recommend not comparing yourself to any other seller, because everyone's effort, capital, time, like everything is different by person. So you have to decide for yourself, what is it that you want out of it, and look at the seller's success as like inspiration, knowing your goals and what you want. And then you're just gonna really, that's another thing that will limit the frustrations. As I said, I've always done this part-time. There are literally members of the community, my community, who are doing this full-time, who are making so much more than me, and that's fine because that's what they want to do. So everything is all relative to you and your goals. So for me and my goals, I make anywhere profit-wise from selling on Amazon $2,000 to $5,000 a month, and it varies by month, by time of the year, by people shopping on Amazon, by what my product is. So in March of 2020, I actually made $5,000 profit in a week because I had a hot product that I was FBMing. In March of this year, I made $1,500 profit because I wasn't really sourcing. I was finishing up on my RV renovation, and so it all just varies by what's going on in your life and what products you're finding, how much time you can give to it. Everything ebbs and flows, and it's your business, and you can do with what you want with it. I personally make enough money for what I need, and that was able to work part-time, travel the country in an RV, staying in RV parks, which some of them are expensive, some of them are free. It all just varies, but I like to do the touristy things and explore the area I'm in, so I didn't necessarily travel cheap, but I made enough money on Amazon to fulfill my part. Again, my part is that I have a roommate, so I'm only paying for half of all of the shared expenses, right? So that's something to consider of what you and your goals are for your family, yourself, whatever it happens to be. Now I'm gonna walk you through what an example profit snowball looks like. So from initial investment to cutting even to finally making a profit on Amazon. So I used to have a spreadsheet on my old computer, which was a Windows, and now I have a Mac, but I was tracking my profit, like my investment, how much I spent, and how much I was getting back profit from Amazon and rolling it over. So I recreated it based off my actual Amazon payouts, and I'm gonna walk you through what it looks like potentially as an example, and these are my real payout numbers so you can get an idea of how it grows. Before I started selling on Amazon and took off in an RV, I had quit my Los Angeles desk job in 2017, and I started selling in August of 2017. I spent $300 on a training back then. I had $200 for supplies and about $500 for my opening inventory. I then put in more money in September for more inventory because I wanted to keep this thing going, but it was all money that I had in my savings. So here's what a potential profit snowball could look like based off of my numbers. So you have here, I've got my course, supplies, opening inventory, initial investment of $1,000, the additional investment in September of $750, so a total of $1,750 I have poured into my business. Now I'm using a blanket 35% profit here because in general that's what Seller Board was saying, like every payout. So I got a certain amount that Amazon was paying me out, but that wasn't all profit, right? Some of that's cost of goods. So based on my Seller Board information, it's about 35%, and the margins really change. So like in Q4 you'll probably have 50% profit margins, whereas like typically it's like 25 to 30%. So 35 is just a blanket example that I'm showing you based off a little bit of information, but it's just a blanket just to help show the snowball. So you can see my very first payout was actually 4 weeks after my first shipment on 9/16. I got $561 from Amazon, and now you can see I'm in debt into my business of only about $1,500. And then it continues on as I get these payouts, and they're starting to go up a little bit, and my debt into the business is going down. You can see here that in November is actually when I made enough profit to basically cut even, right? Like no more money was of mine in the business. It was like free money, right? Like I've paid off all my debts, and now I've got this thing kind of going to where I'm making a profit, and I'm on the plus side of selling on Amazon. So you can see here by November 30th, I had profited overall, getting all my costs of goods back and my initial investment of the course and all that. I made it back by the end of November. And then the profits just kept going. You can see the payouts start to get bigger and bigger. This one I must have done a payout only a week later because you can request a payout anytime. But here we go. So by the 4th month after my first shipment, you can see here is when I started to take out my profits and pay myself. I actually started in, it was like the very last payout of December, so technically I think it was January, is when I started to pull out profits and start paying myself, and I did ever since then. And it really kind of depends on you and your business and how much do you need that money? Do you need to start taking it out, or do you want to just kind of roll it in? Now, I needed the money because I was having no job, right? I was living on the road doing this, so I needed to start, you know, stop using all my savings and start using my profits. So that's what I did. And then you can see they continue to go into February, 6 months after my first shipment. My business at this point had profited $7,000. So again, these are rough estimates. This isn't exact what my numbers were. I just want to make that clear. This is just an example of how that can keep snowballing over the more you pull it into it. So if you need to pull out money, but if you don't need to and you can keep investing, your payouts will get larger, your profits will get bigger because you have more inventory and more stuff selling. Now, I did start at a good time. I started at the end of August, which meant that Q4 was like literally right there, right? So everyone's shopping more, and you can see that my sales really did start to pick up and I was making more profit back. My payouts from Amazon got bigger, but it's important to know that your payouts from Amazon will take some time when you first start. And that's why if you can really give yourself that 6-month buffer of you don't expect a payout from them, it really helps. Having more capital will help, but you don't necessarily need it. You just need more patience if you don't have the capital, because it's going to take a little bit of time. So as of, 4 years ago almost, when was this? As of November of 2017, my business has been free and clear. Like, I have no more of my personal money invested into it. And with this business, I've been able to travel to 44 states as of right now. I have done it for 4 years and it's been awesome. I've been able to travel. So it's like, what can you do if you're starting this as a hobby? Do it as a hobby and just see what's possible. Maybe you can quit your desk job, or maybe you don't want to. Everything is just totally up to what you want to do and the effort you want to put into it. The one mistake I did make was waiting so long to get ungated. You've probably heard me say this. That's why I created the ungating guides to begin with. So if you want help ungating your account so you can buy more of those high profit items, I have guides below which will help you, and they come with a really awesome community. One of the best comments was like, my friend said, "Oh, well, I know it's all out there for free," and he told her, "I know, but this community that's with is worth it." So if you want the community and you want my help, definitely you are welcome to join. All the links are below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it wasn't too loud. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you back here for another Amazon selling video.